Hello, welcome to this webinar. My name is Theodora. I am the Customer Success Manager for MindJet. Today we are going to talk about flowcharts and concept maps with MindManager 2016 for Windows. The webinar will last about 45 minutes. Any questions that you may have, you can always ask via the chat window, and I will reply to them at the end. You can also send me an email if more questions come up later. The webinar will be recorded and made available under this address that you can see on the screen. So I would like to start by very quickly defining what is MindManager. MindManager is a tool that allows you to create mind maps. Mind maps are collections of ideas and information that can be linked together and enhanced very easily with visual content and external additional information. Now with a new MindManager 2016, you can also benefit from using MindManager for creating flowcharts and concept maps that then you can use for planning, process improvement, decision making, and much more. The new tools that are provided for creating flowcharts and concept maps are one of the main enhancements for MindManager 2016, and these ones, along with new features and user interface enhancements, make MindManager 2016 for Windows a great product. And so they will provide you with many more ways to visualize workflows and sharing information. Okay, so what are flowcharts and concept maps? Well, a concept map is a diagram showing the relationships between different concepts. They are graphical tools for organizing and representing knowledge. And so, for example, we could have a concept map about the different components of a device and how these components are related to each other. Or like this example that I have here, where we have we're trying to define what motion is. So we mention that is quantified by speed, velocity, acceleration, and what each one of them is. What is a flowchart? Well, it's a graphical representation of a process, which is basically a group of events that could take place one after another, as for example a manufacturing process or a computer program, also called a flow diagram or flow sheet. And yeah, they are very common in many industries like the entertainment industry, engineering, science, computer programming, and so on. So here I have a quick, very simple example that illustrates what a flowchart is. What are the main usages? Knowledge. Knowledge is one of them. Concept maps can be used for free-form brainstorming and the generation of new ideas. It can help organize and structure knowledge by depicting relationships. Yeah, it's very widely used in the education sector mainly. Also for solving issues. As an example, troubleshooting flowcharts could help customer service representatives and users to diagnose and solve common problems very quickly. Also very widely used for documenting processes. They make very easy for people to see how to get from the start to the finish of a process. For example, a sales process flowchart could be used for training new salespeople and also keep everyone on the team following the same process. So why do we use them? There are many reasons to use them. To explain information. So we often hear that an image is worth 1,000 words. We all know what that means. Our brain is more effective at picking up information when there is a visual content. So our brains use apparently 20% less cognitive resources when we are looking at images. This brain power, to call it somehow, will then be free for other tasks where we may require it. This was the result of a study. Well, several studies prove this, but there's a particular study published by the BBC that if you want to know more about it, I can send it to you. So just let me know. Also, to simplify information, it's a lot easier to look through a flowchart than through a block of text. Yeah, so the information gets simplified and it's easier to find what we are looking for. To limit the number of documents that we manage, in a single chart we could have the most important information from several different documents. So it's also a way to present all this information in a simplified way. Also, to access information that can be enriched with additional one. So this is a way to enrich what we already have by adding maybe attachments, notes, even by using colors or any other visual elements, as we can do with MindManager. To filter data as well, with MindManager, for example, we can use features like the filters, which would then allow us to filter the data. So we can focus on particular sections of that flowchart. Okay, give me just a minute, please. I'm going to check some messages I'm receiving via the chat where it seems that there's not a good sound. Also, to identify information like maybe the resources involved in a process, or maybe the dates, or much more. Also, to make sure that the important facts are not missed. So sometimes there is so much information that we are swimming on it, so we lose visibility. And so with these flowcharts and concept maps, we will get a lot more visibility and clarity. It will be easier to find our way around. So with MindManager, you can not just build mind maps, but also flowcharts, concept maps, swimlane charts. They are very easy to build. You can add new nodes and edges just by a single click. And by having a single tool where you can create mind maps and also flowcharts, you are obtaining so much more value from the product now. So now there is more potential in MindManager because you can apply it to so many more fields: diagnostic charts, flowcharts, communication flows, and so on, as I have in this list on the screen. There's a lot of added value to MindManager with these flowcharts. Creating charts with MindManager is very simple, as I said earlier. It's very straightforward. This is something very important for our clients, the ease of use, which we have maintained in every feature that we have created in the tool. So you can keep on building mind maps and combine these mind maps with flowcharts. So yeah, you can enrich them with more information. In the past, you may have used a picture of a flowchart, maybe for your maps, because you needed to add, these processes to your mind maps. But now it's not needed anymore. We will see later how you can add flowcharts to your maps very easily. MindManager is also very intuitive. It's so intuitive that to create flowcharts is it's very quick and easy. There's no training needed. Anyone can just start using it almost straight away. And the great features that we were using until now in the creation of mind maps, like the markers, links, filters, adding attachments, and so on, can also be used with the flowcharts. So you can keep on benefiting from them. Okay, here I have a few images that that show how quickly and easy you can build the flowchart with MindManager. It shows you the different parts of them. So we will see later that in a few clicks you can add new nodes and edges, also add labels, just 2 clicks and enter the label name, also additional subject shapes that you can choose from, also find positioning. This is it's a great way of moving your subjects around and be very accurate in so doing. So by using the keyboard keys. Also you can select different topics and use the align topic setting here that will allow you to very quickly align them properly. Sometimes some people would like to have them perfectly aligned, and this is very easy to achieve by using this setting. Then also you can add flowcharts to the maps on the same page as we can see here. So right next to your map you can add a flowchart, and you can use, as I said earlier, all the links, map markers, index, filtering, and so on that you could already use in the mind maps. Okay, so here I have a few examples of charts created with MindManager. So I'm going to go one by one through them, and I have added a link previously that will let me access the actual map or flowchart. So let's have a look at the status chart example. Okay, so here we have a status chart example. As you can see, we have used several different shapes for the topics. They are available by right-clicking on it. So I'm going to move on to another example, the decision diagrams. Diagram to help us decide when to provide webinars on site, or a dedicated webinar, or video and webinars. So very self-explanatory here. We can see we have added labels and again different shapes. This is something that you could create as well. Concept maps. Here we have a person and other elements and the relationship between them. A flowchart. An example of creation of a password. If it's secure, then it's approved. If it's not, or if it's not secure enough or medium security, then it's not secured and we need to recreate it again. All this is very easy to do. We're going to do it later. And then finally the swim lane charts. It's a great way to represent the process, because you can also relate it to different teams in this case, and so it's very clear to see which part of the process belongs to each one. Okay, so we reach here the demonstration part. So I'm going to start the demo. Okay, so I would like to start just by simply showing you how to create the flowchart. Okay, so there are two ways of creating it. You could go to File and New, and then here you find different templates to create concept maps or flowcharts. Also a folder here that allows you to choose between a template from a concept map or different templates for creating a swim lane chart. So you have different colors and also different direction for the lines. So then you would just hit this here and start working on them. So like in this case, you could just change the titles of the titles provided by MindManager. There is another way of creating a flowchart, which is accessing this little icon here, which will allow you to start a flowchart from scratch. So in this case, we would be creating a mind map, but you can easily change the mode of the mind map and just set it to flowchart, which then will allow you to start creating it. So like in this case, I could let's create an example. So we start here. We can change the topic shape. Let's choose the capsule, which is normally used to start the flowchart, and then you only need to click in either one of the plus signs and go for the next one. Okay, is it running today? So I'm going to change this to a diamond shape, which is normally used when a decision is needed. And then from here I'm going to go for the next one, take the umbrella, or maybe leave the umbrella. Then if you click on the relationship, then you will see that this label icon comes up, so you can very easily just type the label name, and in here I do the same. I select the ones I want to align, and I align them to the center. I can also use the keyboard arrows to move them wherever I want, and this will allow me to be very precise about where I want them. So that's really good. Okay, so that's how you create a flowchart from scratch. As you have seen, it's very easy to use. Very low learning curve. You can just install MindManager and start playing around with it and creating flowcharts. Okay, so here I have another example of a flowchart, much larger than the one I just created. So at first it looks very confusing. Let's imagine that I work for a technical support team, and we have many processes to follow. We have we are organized in several different groups, like first line desk support, then second line, third line. Escalations also are involved. They have their own processes for the times when tickets are escalated, and it's very confusing. So in this example, I have obviously you can apply the flowcharts for any department. I just use this example as an example, but yeah, you can use them anywhere in the company, wherever you need to represent the process. So like in this case, I have a process that is designed for first line, then another one that is designed for second line, third line, and fourth line, but they're all connected because they work together. So I would like to add some clarity to it. So I'm going to start by just adding some color. Okay, so I very quickly select this, and I believe first line gets still here. Okay, so fill color. Okay, now we go for the second group, second line support. Third line and the top line. Okay, so we can already see some differentiation here, and it's a lot easier for us to identify what belongs to what, to which group. So I would like to now zoom in a little bit to this area where I have the first stage of the whole process. So here is when we get the call from the client, then this call is picked up, and the engineer listens to what the problem is. Is this a software issue? Yes, we go this way. No. Okay, is it a hardware issue? Then yes, and so on. Yeah. So I would like to indicate here at the hardware level something important for us right now. So we sold a few devices some time ago that were faulty. So I would like that whenever clients call in that have a hardware issue, which probably is related to this, that they get a top support. So we need to treat these clients very well now. We need to be careful. So I would like to select this area, and I'm going to add something called a marker. So you can add markers by coming here and accessing them from here. So I'm going to use a flag. I'm going to add a red flag to it. So when my team looks at it, they know that something important is happening. And obviously I would let them know, would agree with them in the meaning of the red flag. So basically it means provide top support. So markers are very meaningful visual icons that you can add to the map. And so just by looking at the map, at the flowchart in this case, because you can also add them to a map, a mind map. So just by looking at the flowchart, you will identify straight away what is happening. You get a lot more information with a lot less effort. Something that is related to the markers is very important is the index tab. In here you can see all the different group of markers that you can choose from. You can also create your own markers. So I'm also going to add a different marker to the enhancements section, because it's very important that people add the enhancements requests to the database, and they tend to forget. So I'm going to add them there, and also I am going to change their meaning here. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to add record. So now when I go mouse over, I can see that it means record. Or take notes. I could have also added, never mind. So in this one I can see that it's risk. Yeah, it's risk as well, but I want to change the name, and I'm going to add provide top support so they don't forget. Now when I go mouse over, I have this provide no support, top support. So markers are great not just because they give you a lot of information just by a quick look at them, but also because they allow you to isolate information in the map just by right clicking on them. So I could come here and select quick filter, and so the map would show me just the items that have this flag. So I may be working in a large flowchart or map that is very complex and has many different ideas, and by using this feature I can focus on something in particular, and that's great because it allows you to be a lot more efficient and therefore more productive. So now to remove the filter, I'm going to click here and everything will come back. There is also something else that you can create that is very similar to the markers, but it's called tags, and basically it's a way for you to create to identify the different topics in the map as you wish to. So I'm going to show you how. So basically I could add a new tag group here. Okay, here it is. Then I would right click on it, rename it, so I'm going to name it different areas of support, and then once I do this I'm going to add a new tag. So I'm going to provide a name to this new tag. So I'm going to start with first line. First line. I can also add a color to this tag. Okay, I'm going to now add a second one, second line with a different color. Okay, so once I do this, I can take the same approach as before. So select the different areas, and like in this case, this is first line, so I would tag them as a first line. Okay, ideally I should have used the same color labels as I used before, but that's not a problem, that can be changed anytime. Third line. And fourth line. So now this will give me more freedom to bring up the information that I want to work on. So I could use the filter, the power filter. This is another way of filtering the information, where you have many more items to choose from, so you have more room to choose what you want to bring up. Like in this case, I could maybe bring up all the items that have a blue background, where I have to provide top support, for example. And they will come up. As you have seen, you also have the tags coming up. So the tags I just created did also come up, the background of the colors, the fonts, if you had used different fonts, color of the fonts. Yeah, so you can play with several different markers and tags and colors, and yeah, so that yeah, you can make the most from them. If you prefer the text to the rest of the map to come up still, so like in this case, when I filter, it will just show me this information that I selected. But if you wanted the map to be there anyway and just show you the items you selected in the filter, you could use the select power select, which is very similar to the one I just used. Like in this case, you can see that it's selected here, but the map or the flowcharts is still there. Another way of identifying what you have in the map, finding elements easy, is to just go to your index tab and just browsing through them and selecting them from here. So as you can see, as I go through them, it will highlight where the different elements are, how many times I have used it, and where they are. So how else could I work with flowcharts or concept maps? Well, I have created a map similar to the map I normally use to work every day, because I work from a map and then I start adding links and more information, and then yeah, I have it organized this way. But supposing I was working in this technical department, then I have created here some tasks that I normally have to do daily, and then on the side I have maybe other tasks that have to do with help desk level 1, 2, 3 and so on. So I could just add a link that would take me from here to this flowchart that I created. So what I have done in advance, so that we gain some time, is that I have divided the flowchart that I just showed you earlier in 4 parts. So I am just going to add the link so that I can access them from here. So add a link, browse for the file, and I have here level 1. Okay. Level 2. And level 4. So now I am working on my map, and whenever I need to check the process for each relevant team, I just click here and it takes me to this one that is relevant to that team only. Let's close a few windows. Okay, the same one for the same happens for the other links that I have added. So this is great because it will allow you to access information very quickly without having to switch from application to application, or without having to maybe get lost or invest more time, like trying to, like in this case, okay, zoom in and look for the information that you're looking for. Instead, you will have it available straight away. If you access one of these links, like this one, it will take you here. And once you're here, you could even enrich this more with links and additional information that you may have somewhere else that you want to make available faster anytime that you access it. So you could, for example, at this point is when the call comes in and you are working on the ticket, you are receiving all this information and you need to log it in the system. So in here you could maybe add a link to a folder. Like in this case, I have a folder with a technical documentation. And so now it has created a link to a folder that we can see here, and when I click on it, I can access all these relevant files straight away from this browser that comes with MindManager. So in this case, for example, I have all the information here. I don't need to switch to my desktop again and waste more time. I have also the same structure in here, obviously, because I am accessing a link of this folder that is on my desktop, so everything is familiar to me. I can also make it even better, and once I get the files on this browser, I can just drag and drop them anywhere I want. So I'm going to just drop it here, so that when I come into this map, I have them closer. So when I do this, it's going to ask me if I want to add them as a link or as an attached file. If you attach them, then the file will be embedded in the map. If you add them as a link, then you will be accessing your desktop. Like in this case, I'm accessing my desktop because they're there. So I added them there, or added it there, and as you can see now, when I click on it, I can see the file straight away. Again, yeah, a great way to save time for myself and anyone in the team. I can also add notes to it. Okay, so I may be working in this process, and then I need to add some more information. So this will be available there whenever I come back, just by clicking on the notes. Okay, so what else could I do? I could also have a flowchart straight on the same page, close to my map, if I prefer to have it that way. So I only need to double click to create a floating topic, and then again I would set the mode to flowchart, and I could start creating a concept map, for example. So a library. Okay, let's separate this a little bit more. So you can see it's very easy to control the movement with the arrows. So a library is composed of a drive and a robotic arm. Actually, some of them don't have robotic arms, but that's for just for an example. Oops, I'm typing the label. So again, I'm going to use the arrows. So here I need another quick label. So the drive and the robotic arm needs types and power. So a library is a device to backup data. And a device to backup data that works with types and power, for example. So there you have a flowchart or a concept map right next to your My Map. It's very convenient, very easy to create, very quick. Again, as you can see, it's very simple to create flowcharts and concept maps because MindManager is very intuitive, no effort required, not training required. Together with all the other features, MindManager allows you to create all these different charts in a very quick and easy way, and still benefit from the features that you could already use with My Maps, like the markers, tags, filters, and so on, which as a result will enable you to work in a more efficient and productive way. Thank you very much for attending today. I hope it was useful to you, and please note that next webinar is next Thursday, 25th of November. We are going to talk about working against the clock. What is the best way we can work with MindManager? What are the best features that MindManager offers us to gain time in our daily work? So that's all for today. Thanks again, and have a great week.